Once upon a time, in a village nestled deep within the lush forests of Nigeria, there lived a young girl named Adora. She was known for her adventurous spirit and her love for exploring the mysteries of the world around her. One day, while wandering through the dense forest, Adora stumbled upon a hidden cave. Curiosity sparked in her eyes as she cautiously approached the mouth of the cave. Peeping inside, she saw nothing but darkness. Brave as she was, Adora decided to venture into the cave, her heart pounding with excitement. As she dived deep into its depths, she heard strange noises echoing off the walls. Suddenly, a pair of glowing eyes pierced through the darkness, sending shivers down Adora's spine. Trembling, she took a step back, only to see a magnificent creature emerge from the shadows. It was a monster unlike any other she has ever seen, with scales as dark as the night sky and claws as sharp as knives. But despite its fearsome appearance, there was a sadness in his eyes that tugged at Adora's heartstrings. Unbeknown to Adora, the creature was caused to transform into a monstrous form at night, but during the day, it took on the appearance of a handsome young man. As the days passed, Adora returned to the cave, drawn by an inexplicable connection to the creature. She would spend hours talking to it, sharing stories of her village and her dreams for the future. Despite the warnings of the villagers who feared the monster lurking in the depths of the forest, Adora continued to visit the cave, determined to uncover the truth behind the creature's curse. But as the bond between Adora and the monster grew stronger, so too did the dangers that lurked in the shadows. Little did Adora know that their fate was intertwined in ways she could not have imagined. As the days turned into weeks, Adora's visits to the cave became more frequent. She would bring food and gifts for the creature, hoping to ease its loneliness and earn its trust. With each passing day, Adora noticed a change in the creature. Its once fearsome demeanor softened, replaced by a gentleness that mirrored her own. And though they could not communicate through words, their hearts spoke a language all on their own. But even as Adora's affection for the creature grew, so did the whispers of fear and suspicions among the villagers. They spoke of a monster lurking in the forest, preying on unsuspecting travelers under the cover of darkness. Determined to protect her new-found friend, Adora kept her visits to the cave a secret, venturing out only under the light of day. But as the nights grew longer and the shadows deeper, she couldn't shake the feeling that danger was closing in. Then, one fateful night, as Adora made her way through the forest, she heard a blood-curdling roar echoing through the trees. Panic surged through her veins as she realized the source of the sound. The creature she has grown to love was in peril. Without hesitation, Adora ran to the cave, her heart pounding with dread. As she reached the mouth of the cave, she was met with a scene of chaos. The creature, now transformed into its monstrous form, stood locked in battle with a group of villagers who had discovered its hiding place. With tears streaming down her face, Adora pleaded with the villagers to stop, to see the creature not as a monster but as a being deserving of compassion and understanding. But her words fell on deaf ears as the villagers pressed forward, driven by fear and hatred. In the midst of the chaos, Adora felt a surge of determination coursing through her veins with a courage she never knew she possessed. She stepped forward, placing herself between the creature and the villagers, and in that moment, as the moon cast its silver light upon them, Adora knew that their fate was sealed, bonded together by a love that defied all odds. As the villagers hesitated, unsure of what to do, Adora held her ground, her eyes filled with unwavering determination. She knew that she couldn't let her fear and ignorance take the fate of her friend. With a trembling voice, Adora pleaded once more with the villagers, urging them to see beyond the creature's monstrous exterior and recognize the kindness that lay within. Slowly, the tension in the air began to reduce as the villagers exchanged uncertain glances. Some looked to Adora with admiration, while others still clenched their weapons tightly, their fear refusing to loosen its grips. But just as it seems that a truce might be reached, a sudden movement from the shadow caused a collective gasp to ripple through the crowd. Out of the darkness emerged a figure lurking in black, his eyes burning with malice. It was the village elder, a man known for his rigid adherence to tradition and his disdain for anything that dared to challenge the status quo. With a sneer on his lips, he raised his hand, commanding the villagers to seize the creature and rid the forest of its presence once and for all. Before Adora could react, the villagers surged forward, their voices rising in anger and fear. But just as they closed in on the creature, a sudden gush of wind swept through the clearing, engulfing them in a whirling vortex of dust and leaves. And as the villagers stumbled back, disoriented, Adora felt a hand grasp her tightly. Turning to her side, she saw the creature, its eyes filled with gratitude and determination. Together, hand in hand, Adora and the creature faced the oncoming storm, knowing that their bond would be tested like never before. But as long as they stood together, they believed that their love would always triumph over fear. As the storm raged around them, Adora and the creature stood firm, their hands tightly together. With each gush of wind and flurry of debris, their resolve only strengthened, fueled by the unbreakable bond that they had formed between them. As the chaos subsided and the villagers retreated, their anger tempered by the force of nature itself, Adora and the creature found themselves alone once more. But instead of fear, a sense of peace settled over them, in knowing that they had faced the darkness together and emerged stronger from it. In the days that followed, Adora and the creature continued to defy the odds, their love serving as a beacon of hope in a world filled with uncertainty and fear. Though the villagers still whispered tales of the monster in the forest, Adora refused to hide her affection, her heart steadfast in its belief that the love knew no bounds. But as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, a new threat emerged on the horizon, one that would put their love to the ultimate test. For lurking in the shadows was a darkness far greater than any they had felt before, a darkness that threatened to tear them apart forever. And so as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Adora and the creature stood together, ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. For theirs was a love that transcended time and space, a love that would endure even the darkest of nights. Adora and the creature found solace in each other's company, cherishing the moments they had shared under the warm glow of the sun. But as night fell, a sense of unease crept over them, for they knew that with the darkness came the creature's transformation. Despite their fears, Adora remained steadfast in her determination to stand by her friend, offering him comfort and support as he grappled with the curse that bound him. Together, they searched for a way to break the curse, determined to rewrite their destiny. and forge a future where they could be together without fear or judgment. Their journey led them deep into the heart of the forest, where they sought the wisdom of the ancient spirit and mystical beings, said to hold the key to unlocking the secrets of the curse. Along the way, they faced countless trials and tribulations, from treacherous paths to cunning adversaries bent on thwarting their quest. But through it all, Adora and the creature remained undeterred, their love serving as a beacon of hope in the darkest of time. And as they ventured deep into the unknown, they began to uncover clues that hinted at a way to break the curse once and for all. But just as they were on the verge of unraveling the mystery, a shadowy figure emerged from the depths of the forest, casting doubt and uncertainty upon their path. It was the village elder, his eyes filled with scorn and malice as he confronted Adora and the creature, intent on thwarting their quest at any cost. With a menacing laughter, the elder revealed that he was bound by the curse, his own transformation into a monstrous form hidden from the villagers' sight. And as he raised his hand to strike, Adora and the creature knew that their greatest challenge still laid ahead. With a swift movement, Adora stepped in front of the creature, shielding him from the elder's wrath. She met the elder's gaze with unwavering determination, her voice filled with a quiet strength. "We will not let fear and hatred dictate our destiny," Adora declared, her words echoing through the forest. "Love will always prevail no matter the obstacles we face." For a moment, the forest fell silent, as if holding its breath in anticipation. And then, with a soft glow of light, the curse that had plagued the elder was broken, revealing the truth hidden beneath his monstrous facade. As the elder stood before them, transformed back into his human form, he looked upon Adora and the creature with a newly-found understanding. In that moment, he realized the error of his ways of allowing fear to crowd his judgment. With a solemn nod, the elder offered his apologies to Adora and the creature, acknowledging the strength of their love and the power it held to unite even the most divided of hearts. And so, as the sun rose once more, casting its golden rays upon the forest, Adora and the creature emerged victorious, their love shining brighter than ever before. As they returned to the village hand in hand, they were greeted not with fear or suspicions, but with open arms and warm smiles, for the villagers had witnessed the power of love to overcome even the darkest of curses, teaching them a valuable lesson about acceptance, compassion, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. And as Adora and the creature walked into the sunrise, their hearts filled with hope for the future. They knew that no matter what trials laid ahead, they would face them together, bound by love that knew no bounds.